I hope we were just on the air. But anyway.
I'm sure we were.
Give it up. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
So the omega-3 fatty acids you mentioned.
Yes.
In fact, that's very interesting because omega-3 fatty acids are actually known now to decrease cardiovascular disease. It decreases your triglycerides.
Yeah.
Also, it actually helps with hair and skin.
Yeah, it does.
Hello? You are an omega-3 fatty acid.
I take them daily.
And I also know that it's good for focus and concentration. And for focus and concentration, to take 4 grams a day. I know that sounds like a lot, and everybody says, oh, I'm burping them up. Right. If you put them in the refrigerator, it makes the gel jellier, and therefore it's less likely to burp them up. So we're on
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either
until
I learned that. It is, and there's little things like that that make these taking supplements a whole lot better. Do you recommend any supplements when people go to the health food store?
If people have a decent enough diet, I don't think vitamins are necessary. If you eat 3-4 square meals a day, you're pretty much getting what you need. But if you want to build muscle, if you're a young man or a middle-aged man or an older man, and you want to build muscle, you need to take extra protein. So you can get yourself a protein, powdered protein or whatever. I like whey isolate.
Why whey isolate?
I think the whey protein it soaks into you could soak it in faster because of the amino acids in it. You know what I mean? But that's just my preference. I mean, you could get your protein from food if you want.
And some people use egg whites.
Egg whites, but I believe in eating the whole egg. There's a lot of vitamins in that yolk.
Well, it's interesting. In fact, I've heard somebody, like, if you want to, in my practice, I'll say eat egg whites but have one yolk because cholesterol is a building block for testosterone, which we lose after age 35. We lose about 3 to 4% of testosterone a year.
Yes, we do.
And that leads to what they call sarcopenia, loss of muscle mass. Also depressed mood, decreased libido, and also could lead to loss of bone, osteoporosis.
Right.
The heart has the most testosterone receptors in the body, and that to keep a good testosterone level also helps the heart stay healthy. Mm-hmm. Okay, now that we're on the heart, what do you think about cardio? What do you recommend?
Cardiovascular is very, very important. I think that if you're exercising, you should keep cardio and weight training separate. I would do because so that we can maximize your cardio. Cardiovascular, as you know, is good for the heart. It's good for the lungs. It actually helps oxygen flow through the blood, bringing it to your muscles faster. Mm-hmm. And it also increases your metabolism. So if you do cardio in the morning, that day, whatever you eat it won't sit on your fat cells as quickly because your metabolic rate has been picked up through cardio. So I recommend cardio for everybody. I mean, but a lot of women do cardio and nothing else. For all the women out there, weight training, very important. You could lose weight from cardio, but if you don't build lean muscle and you start eating again, you'll gain the weight right back.
How long should someone be doing cardio?
Well, it depends on age, and you also need to know your target heart rate. Mm-hmm. Me personally, I do 25 to 40 minutes. I find that's adequate. 3 to 5 times a week.
Okay. And as far as in doing the cardio, I've heard something called high-intensity interval training.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that high-intensity interval training.
High-intensity. Well, basically what that is you're doing 2 or more exercises in one routine. You could be doing bench press, then jump on a treadmill and run for 3 minutes, keeping your heart rate up. It's a great way to burn fat and to burn calories. But it's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody.
You need to check with your physician to make sure you're okay.
Check with me or another physician.
Check with Dr. Nathan.
But then you check with Mr. Alan Lopez when you want to know exactly the correct form, how long to do it.
Right.
But do check with the physician first. It's important.
I mean, I think high-intensity training is great, but most people do better with slow and steady. Like slow and steady wins the race. It's better to do an hour of slow, high-intensity workouts than 30 minutes of super high-intensity workout.
And then what about after the workout? Do you suggest any supplement or protein drink after the workout?
Absolutely. If you wanna build muscle, I'd say protein shake is appropriate. You could throw some bananas, strawberries in there. Skim milk preferably. I like water. I'm not into milk. Lactose intolerant, so I really.
Some
can't.
people are lactose intolerant.
Yeah, so water and ice and a protein shake is just fine.
Do you get the ready-to-drink ones, or the one you kind of mix your own?
I'm lazy. I get the ready-to-drink ones.
Yeah, well, you do make it easy. There are ready-to-drink ones, and then
In every deli in New York, there's a protein shake in the refrigerator.
there is. And there's different types of protein shakes.
Yeah.
And to read the label, certain ones have higher cholesterol, certain ones have higher protein. Some of them actually have actually are made to lose weight. So you just have to really read those labels. It's important.
Right.
And stay away from the diet sodas.
Yeah. No diet soda.
No, not good. So let's say here we are. We're talking about exercise, but people play sports. You don't have to be in the gym to exercise.
Nope.
What do you find are particularly good sports for fitness?
The ones where you're running a lot. Basketball, football. I mean, I love baseball, but baseball is a very stationary sport unless the ball gets hit to you in the outfield and you got to chase it down.
Mm-hmm.
But swimming, tennis, volleyball, any sport that requires a lot of movement, lateral, and activity is good exercise.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up swimming because it's a low-impact sport. It's good for people who have knee pain, and so one will be able to do something aerobic without jarring the knees.
Right.
The other thing.
Wait a minute. That's an alternative
Sorry.
for people who can't do like have a problem on the treadmill because of the impact or whatever. You can always swim for cardio.
It's great.
Yeah. You have access to a pool, of course.
That's true. And as far as rest, here we are, we're talking about exercise. But there's another part of this whole thing. What do you talk about rest? What do you say about patients? What do you tell your clients about rest?
Resting is very important. There's a lot of people that get very obsessive about working out, and they work out 6-7 days a week. They don't give their body time to recuperate and regenerate and to build muscle. In order for you to look better, you need to rest between days. I'll do maybe 3 straight days of weight training and then take off 2 and let my body recuperate, let the muscle bind back together, and that way I can maximize my next. If you train too hard, too many days, you can overtrain, reversing the good effects that exercise can have on you.
In fact, during rest is when we release human growth hormone, which helps with increasing lean body mass.
That's right.
One doesn't actually have to get growth hormone. We make our own.
That's why they say getting 8 hours of sleep is important. If you want to lose weight, people, sleep 8 hours.
No, that's really important. Plus, especially if you live in New York, your cortisol levels, your stress hormone levels are sky high.
Right.
Exercise is a great way to decrease your stress, as well as acupuncture, massage is good.
Massage, I love.
And because the cortisol actually breaks down protein, increases fat, so it's catabolic. It breaks down your muscle. And so you work on ways to decrease your cortisol, very important.
If you want to stay looking young longer, yes.
Yeah, and that's part of longevity medicine. It's really it's an inside job, but when it's better on the inside, it shows on the outside. And that's an important aspect. It helps one's mind, helps keep people less depressed, makes people feel like they're doing something that's important, a focus and direction in their life, which is very important.
Yes, it is.
What else didn't I ask you that you'd like to tell our audience, Alan Lopez, that I didn't ask?
Well, you pretty much covered a lot of things. I just like to say that working out keeps you younger longer. And in this society where vanity is huge and people are very concerned about their appearance, if you want to look good in your late 30s, 40s, and 50s, I suggest you start working out now. When you work out, it slows down the cell turnover ratio. It fights off free radicals, keeps up your libido. And for you guys out there that are getting in your high 30s, that's important, and in your 40s. And also, it releases endorphins. So when you work out, generally you're in a better mood, you're more energetic, and it creates confidence. I know that I am a lot more confident when I work out than when I don't. So,
Alan, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
We're going to try to run the credits right now, so I'm going to